Well, hey there, everybody. It's been a while since I've been on Twitch. It's nice to be doing some content again, I guess. Um, on my YouTube channel, which is I don't think linked down below, but you know who I am. I did a walkthrough of my template yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I just purchased AudioBro's new modern scoring strings, so I thought maybe we'd do like a little first look of it. I'm gonna do just a little bit of cleanup here. I'd like to see if I can add let's do display capture. Let's do add existing secondary. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So let's make that. I don't know. That's probably not very easy to see, but that way we can at least have a view of the plugin over here. I guess I could maybe. Is there a way to? I could probably like zoom that in a little bit, but here. So this is my secondary monitor that's kind of off to this side from where you guys are looking. It's for me, it's the right. I think for you, it's the left. And then I've got you guys up here on the third monitor. So I need like 7 monitors to live stream because I need like 4 screens for composing and like a chat window. I don't know. I need more monitors. Anyway. What am I going to compose? I'm actually just going to kind of take a look at this library. We may actually end up making a piece out of this, but we're going to... I haven't really messed around with this library a whole lot, and I kind of just wanted to give it a first look and see what it looks like. So I've loaded up the violins here. Let's see what they sound like. Okay. Oh wow, these shimmer. You like my Starbound music? Hey, thanks. That's nice of you to say. Yeah, I'm just continually impressed at how much people are still listening to that. You know, every month I look at the Spotify plays, and it's nice to see that people still like it. So, thanks for that. So this library can do, I think, polyphonic legato. Let's see. That's pretty good. Predictably a little wonky sometimes, but because it's hard for it to know, you know, when you're playing chord and when you want to transition. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so that's got a nice tone to it. Let's try. I want to try some of the other stuff. So it looks like I've got a key switch patch loaded up. I think I can actually use Logic articulation sets here. I did install their articulation sets. Here they are, modern scoring strings. Let's do basic C1. I got to change it over here too. DAW integration. See if this works. Okay, so here's muted. A nice muted sound. It's very sparkly. I feel like the top line, the top of it, it's got a lot of high in it. So it does actually have snapshots that aren't EQ'd. I wonder if maybe those would be a little bit more organic. Right now, it's a little bit. It's got that hiss up at the top that really kind of makes it sound real modern. Hence the name, I guess. All right, so I often find that it's best just to kind of work on a piece of music and see if we can make something good to sort of review a library. So let's grab these Sordinos and see what we can make out of it. I know, I'm trying to get back into the stream of actually streaming and doing things. Now that my kid is back in school, I actually have some time where nobody's running in here and asking me to, you know, open a juice box or whatever. Let's do that. Let's use some of these polyphonic sardinos. Okay, so there's just some chords. We'll shape them. Maybe this can be like a little hymny introduction here. Let's make sure we get that key switch in. I think it's C, yeah, C sharp. Here, let me just record that key switch real fast, because for me that's easier than writing it in and trying to guess. All right, so we got that. Okay, I noticed that's on C0, so. Logic is using Yamaha, and this is using Roland. That's okay. That's all right. Let's shape it a little. So we kind of want to push through these chords. Okay, that needs to be over here, maybe. I did something funky with the timing here. There is reverb on this right now. There should be spaces, I believe. Let's see. Yeah. We are currently putting the SoCal violin viola impulse on this. Wet to about 8 point. I can actually do that. Well, let's leave that. It was fine. Was that 8.2? There we go. Well, 8.4. Subscribed? Thank you. I've never had someone subscribe, ever. You're the first. That sounds pretty good. So AudioBro does this cool thing. If you look at what's actually happening here, let's put it on trio. So it's actually doing auto divisi. So they've sampled small sections of violins, and it's auto splitting between them and doing auto divisi on this. So it's not sounding, it's not, say, a 20 violin section that then, since we're playing 3-note chords, actually is 60 violins speaking. It's actually a more balanced ensemble, which is pretty cool. Okay, that's good, but I think it needs an intro. Like, it needs like a... So let's just, let's actually just duplicate this track here. It has been so long since I've streamed, I don't remember how to talk. So we were right under CSS, so let's put it down here. We'll kind of make this a violin 2 sample as well. Let's make sure everything's all... All right, let's load the violin 2s. So never before, by the way, have I ever bought a library that needed... there we go. That needed... Uh-oh. Stop. That needed the battery save as much as this one, man. It loads so much faster. Let's do DAW integration. Yes. We have the right articulation set. Yes. Okay, let's put in a little sul tasto note to just bring us in here. One. Yeah, there's sul tasto. So that last note was not a good idea. What we're going to do is we're just going to grab this, make it the entire, fix that key switch, have it come in, say, over the course of about a measure. Here's a good question. Does it go to true silence? I think so. Probably would if I used an expression controller. Let's just do this. Ah, thank you for subscribing. That's very kind of you. Like I said, I've never had a subscriber, so you're number 2. I actually don't want it getting that quiet. Does this library have some unique features? Yeah, so the first one that I found is that it has that cool auto-divisi function where they've sampled smaller pieces of the section and it will auto-divisi them so that you're truly getting an actual... so like if you have 20 violins, right, playing a 3-note chord, it's really like, you know, say 5 on the bottom, 5 on the top, and, you know, whatever, 10 on the middle or whatever. This auto splits them for you. Yeah. So that's something I don't know of in a lot of other libraries. I think I've seen it in something before, but not to this extent. It also has, so just, I've only played around with it a little bit. It does also have this cool Ostinato feature where you can just grab like a chord. Whoa. So I'm just playing chords. Obviously, it can get a little weird if you go a little too crazy, but yeah, it has that too, which is pretty cool. I'm just gonna put it back. I think does this key switch do it correctly? Yes. Okay. Cool. So that key switch brings us back to the correct articulation. That's good to know. Let's add in some low strings, shall we? So the way my template works, it's easier for me to just grab a different library and duplicate that track. So we're going to grab, let's see, what's on that server? CSS is on that server. CSS Celli, there we go. Another subscriber, 3 subscribers in one day. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm a little flustered by it, just in that I've never had subscribers, so it's nice to have some. So thank you, Phoenix. Let's duplicate this CSS track. So we've got what? Ripper, Phoenix, and Kyle. Thank you. Very kind of you. MSS Celli. We're going to have a Celli line come in here. So here's the Vienna instance locally. We need to rename it because we copied it. Let's just call it. Oh, you know what? I need to call it. I like to keep my names in the same format. AudioBro, Modern Scoring Strings Celli. And let's go get rid of cinematic out of here. No thanks. So this is just like the out-of-the-box stuff that I'm using here. I'm not trying to go do anything crazy here. Let's make sure that this has the articulation set loaded. It does not. Oh, no, it does. Really? No, it doesn't. I was going to say. Modern scoring strings, C-1, which for us is C0. Explains a lot. DAW integration, MSS cellos. All right, let's see what these sound like first before we do anything. They're a little, I don't know, the tone there is not my favorite. I'm loving the violins. This cello, we'll see if we can clean it up here. What is included with this library? So there's two versions of it that I am aware of. There is the sort of bass version, which is all that I've been using. It's, you know, a full string section, this instrument that's on the screen here. It's also, there's also like an extended one, and that has the, some more extended techniques. I think it's like sultato legatos. Like, I don't think there's actually legatos. I don't know where the legatos are. It has extra articulations in it. I can show that in just a minute. Right now, I'm just trying to see if I can kind of get used to it. I've literally only played around with it for maybe 15 minutes before the stream here, so. Let's have that come in here at 12. All right, let's shape that. I don't like to record my dynamics while I'm programming the notes. It's not my favorite thing. I want this to be an F sharp. I like to write them in later because I like to have control over them. So let's think about how we would want this to go. Yeah, da, da, probably up to about there. So the DVC, I think, works with whether it's either on or off. So right now, so for example, if I were to play like a chord, first of all, it has polyphonic legato, I think. You can then go, what you can do is you can, as I understand it, you can go to this ensemble tab. It says ensemble builder, and you can decide how you want it DVC'd. Right now I have it on auto duet, meaning that it will split it into two DVC sections. So if I do a 2-note chord, that's perfectly divided. If I do a 3-note chord, what I think it's doing here is we've now got 50% more cello players than what would be in it. Or you can say drop it into trio, which would be a third of a full cello section, and then you can go into quartet. I don't think the cellos will go to the quartet because typically, like the violins, I think use the violin 1 and 2 sections. I think there's only 3 per, but I'm not 100% sure. It's probably worth going to AudioBro site and looking that up. Like I said, very new to this library, just kind of doing a first look to see what we can do with it. The legato so far, I'm gonna have to do something to make this a little less schleppy. Let's change the transition speed a little faster. Oh, you mean if I have one note, can I force it? I don't know. I don't actually know. Probably. Have to go check the manual to see, though. That's sounding a little less weird to me. I think these velocities could be a little higher to stop it from... Okay, so there's definitely an accent there. So you can see over here, it's accenting on some of these. So we probably actually want these a little lower to stop that from going yeah right on every note. This is a cool feature. I like this. That would be cool, Phoenix, to be able to like get that like really chambery sound, like without having to mess with anything. I'm just gonna switch back to this. I think we need some basses. Let's add the basses. Should we see how it mixes? Nah, let's do just this. Sometimes I like to try mixing in other libraries just to see how it mixes, but we can do that later. CS, this is AudioBro, modern scoring strings, basses. Let's rename the instance to... So we've got this folder that says splits. It looks like you can load. I don't know if you can do it from the bass things, but look, you've got your Divisis all split out here. It looks like you've got 2 of basses, 2 of celli, 2 violas, and then 4 of violins. So you could do like a chamber thing, but you'd have to kind of load it that way, it looks like. Just going to turn on our articulation sets so that those are all consistent. DAW integration, basses DAW integration. Interesting, there's only one of those. Huh. Anyway. Ooh, I forgot I went up there on the cello, and I was thinking the basses were going to kind of, I thought the cello would hold and the basses would kind of come up underneath it to pull some tension, but they both moved together, and it was one of those lovely moments where things just kind of pop together for you. Those are always nice. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to mess with the speed again. It's still, I just like those transitions are a little too much for me. It almost feels like there's too much close in the mix. In the cello especially. Let's try messing with their mix here. Let's put some stage. We'll keep the close in, but like maybe a lot less of it. I don't love the way that like accents that dun 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 dun, but I can fix that with a little controller. Hi Ribna, if I'm saying that right. Okay, that's getting better. It's a little... I think it's a little loud. I think we want less of both. This is my only problem moving away from the default mix is you end up with volume issues. Yeah, something in these transitions is bugging me a little, but we're going to leave it alone for now. This sounded exquisite. I mean... these chords were really sounding good on this instrument. You definitely have to be real aggressive with volume control to keep it sounding really realistic. Cool. Let's add some violas to that. CSS violas. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, right now, my overall thoughts just, I mean, we're what? How long have we been streaming? Like 30 minutes. So just really early impressions. I think there's a lot to like about it. The legato is giving me some. It's requiring a lot of massaging to get it into a place that's where I want it to be. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll figure out that setting that really fixes that for us. It's the thing with a library like this. I see people, the VI control thread, if you've been on VI control, and is huge for this, and people are trying to get all these opinions out. And I just think it takes time to really understand these. You really got to work with them for a while. Does it have that cool feature like Spitfire to copy paste mixer settings? I don't know. I often don't mess with mixers, especially in Contact, because usually I would do it in Logic instead. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything like that. But let's see. I'm sure you could probably make a snapshot. Well, no, but that would be samples. I don't know. I don't know. That's a great question. I know right now we're going to want our transition speeds a little faster here. Let me just program this part real fast. I'm actually just going to copy over the dynamics from the basses. Things that are not do not fall under the category of writing music, I try to spend as little of time as possible on, and one of those things is messing with mics and mixers. Unless I absolutely have to, or I'm really unsatisfied with something, I often don't touch it. So I'm probably not a great person to ask about that too. So that's also something to keep in mind. That mostly worked out, other than that A needs to be an A sharp so that we get the F major chord because we set that up before. This would actually probably be better just holding, wouldn't it? No, it wouldn't. Ooh, gross. Maybe we just go to the F sharp here. It's going to cause a parallel octave. Well, it's not really a parallel octave. It's going to cause an octave, but that's not necessarily bad. Yeah, like that transition between these two notes. I didn't love it in context. That sounded better. Okay, so let's try some of these new cool features. Let's try doing some ostinato stuff. So let's grab this violin too. Let's take a look at its contact instance, which is right here. So we're going to want to do this ostinato thing. Which key switch is that? That should be not one of these. Oh, that's tonality. Does that change? Where's my... There we go. Key switches are a little unintuitive, but not terribly so. There's aleatoric. Where's ostinatos? Is that not programmed? Okay, great. Shorts, pizzicato, collegno, tremolo, trills, harmonics, aleatoric. Why is that not set to a... What is that? Can I just assign key switch? I don't want it in CC. I want to learn a key switch. Huh. Well, we may have to just fake it. We're going to fake it because I don't really feel like messing with this right now. We're just going to copy the instance. And I'll set it up manually. I don't know why it doesn't... There's no key switch into the ostinato thing. Maybe there is. I'm sure if there were a developer in the chat, they'd be like, you dummy, it's obviously right here where you do that. So again, don't consider that like necessarily... Okay, so let's have this... Dun, 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 dun. I would like it on Arco, please. That's a little strange. My wife is calling. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. All right, sorry about that. All right, so let's put some stuff in. So I'm just gonna move this a little bit here, up here. We'll just move it up there. So this is what we're doing with these. While I was on my phone with my wife, I was programming a MIDI controller because, you know, hashtag composer life. So we're just gonna do these little swells, I think, out of this. So there's something that's, so I think it's because that one's hanging over. Except they're like a beat behind, so you may have to program these. Tick, tick. Oh, perfect. That, I mean, so that's a really unique feature, I think, to this library that you can sort of. So if you look over here at the score, this is what I'm playing in, and and from that we're getting those beautiful sort of rocking strings. Super D Sombrero subscribed. I mean, 4 subscribers. Literally, I've been streaming. I mean, not for years. I've been very, very inconsistent, but I've never even had one. So thank you so much, Super D. I really appreciate it. That's really kind of you. I will now see. Now I'm gonna have to like keep streaming. I'm gonna have to keep doing this so that I can justify your investment. So. Good on you. Let's add some wins here. So we're going to start mixing this library in with some other stuff just to see how this stuff does when exposed to other developers' work here. How great is Korang? Korangle? How great is an English horn? Okay, let's make that sound pretty. That is, by the way, that is from Cinewins. That is the Cinewins Korang. English horn. Maybe like that. No, see, no. It's gonna have to come down here and then up like that, right? Whew, that's got some. So it mixes well. You like clarinet better? I like a good double reed. A good double reed just... this would sound really good in bassoon too, probably. Actually, how high are we? Can we do this on... Let's see if we can do it on bassoon. Just for fun. BBCSO, why not? Oh wow, you can like not even see me. Sorry, I have this like weird LUT on and I don't remember how to turn it off. Oh man, it is cold and snowy out here. Whew. I know that is not unique to this region at the moment, but oops, no, don't load that one. Don't load that one. Don't load that one. So this is my biggest. I wish there were a way to cancel this on the load on demand here. Let's mute this for just a second. I just want to hear this. What does it sound like with both? I kind of like it with both. I kind of love it with both. Wow, I am surprised by that. I am surprised that that is what sounds good there. So that's actually not that Hollywood bassoon, it's this one. Which means I should take a moment to do some expression controls. So one of the things about Spitfire that I think a lot of people don't even understand is that they really want you to ride the expression and modulation. Because one of the things they do is a trick they do is they reduce this, or they make a trade-off in their libraries where they record less total dynamic layers, but then they end up with 48 million microphones. And the way that you get around that and the way that you make that sound better is to ride the actual volume of the instrument while you're riding the dynamic layers, which gives you a lot more control. Wow. That is stunning. Yeah, bassoon is just, and especially when it's high like this. I mean, we're in like Rite of Spring territory in parts here. You know, it's gonna sound really good with this. Sorry, and now we're drifting away from, we're getting into composition instead of the library review. But let's add a choir. Let's add a choir. I mean, it's so nice. I mean, so in terms of like bringing it back to this library, one of the things that I think I would say is that you notice that I've been spending all my time on this passage working on the melody above it. Those chords just like popped in there because of that cool ostinato feature. So it's definitely pretty neat feature. They should probably be on the same, shouldn't they? We can do better. It pops out too much. Try again. That sounds bad. Fine, we'll do it the easy way. Oops, don't do that. Is that still there? No, okay. Pardon me. Soprano. That one note is still off, but we'll get it. And again, this is all that I programmed for that whole string rocking section. I would have normally spent hours doing that. You can adjust. There are ways to adjust it. It's not like an arpeggiator. It's not the same as an arpeggiator. That's a great question, by the way. It is. So you've got basically this little thing right here. This is I need to look at the ostinato. Where's the ostinato? Hold on. I'm not in the right Vienna instance because I forgot to name it. There we go. So I need to be on this one. So what you have is you have the key, the tonality, the interval. And it's weird because it's in D major right now. I should probably fix that because we're not in D major. But we'll worry about that in a second. And then you can, how far the interval is that it's rocking back and forth. So you can say like minor seconds, major seconds. major thirds, major fourths. I think it goes all the way up to like fifths. And then you can adjust the timing here. Like, for example, it starts with eighth notes, so the timing is currently set 1-to-1, meaning eighth notes. You can also set it, like, actually, this is a setting I could probably do without screwing everything up. Now it's going to be triplets. I even like the triplets more. I mean, I will say this feature on its own, just this ostinato feature, is almost worth the price of admission. Can you do custom trills? I haven't messed with the trills yet. I'm just going to say, Phoenix, sorry, I don't know at the moment. I do believe, I don't want to screw with this too much, but so it looks like you have, yeah, you've got key and tonality. For those, looks like they're based on tonality. So I'm not 100% sure. With the ostinato feature, could you do custom trills? You could. It would probably sound weird. As I understand it, this right here that you're listening to, this is an actual, like, they're basing it on a real performance. So they've recorded basically a bunch of rocking performances. And then when you adjust things over here, to the extent possible, as I understand it, it's trying to find a very close performance to what you've asked it to do and get as close as possible. And then it stretches it or changes it based on what it thinks is the best candidate for that. So I don't think the ostinato feature could be used for trills. I don't think so, because I think it would have to pick a performance that was really fast. So I'm just not sure. What was I doing? Hold on, we're gonna not solo you. We're gonna do some 3 versus 2 stuff here. No, I don't want triplets. 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's see if that sounds like what I think it's going to. Just want to make sure that's lined up. If I'm right, this will sound great. If I'm wrong, it will sound terrible. So this is going up by a whole, so yeah. It just happened to be correct with that D major tonality. I should probably switch that, but I'm scared to. Anyway. This is the Cineharp. Yeah. Which I call CW harp instead of CH. So this is not right. I thought that last chord might be wrong and it's because of my mistake with the tonality there. So let's try that. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Again, I know, I'm sorry, I'm kind of moving away from the harp or from the string look here, but I do want to put in just one more thing that's not that is not strings here. There's one sour note in there. It's this one. This needs to be a... God, that's so good. Let's add some violas doing the same thing. So it is... Oh, no, I don't want the Nashvilles. That's all right. This is a great library, by the way, too. Audio Alley, Nashvilles. Got that nice Ocean Way sound. I've only been to Ocean Way one time, but it was good. It was good. Okay, let's copy this. So I'm sure there is a way to use the same instrument to key switch or otherwise program in a change into these ostinatos, but right now I'm kind of focused on trying to like make something good since this is actually turning out okay. So I'm just going to copy the track and manually switch it and just leave this as my ostinato track for the violas. All right. Okay, so let's switch on ostinatos. Let's put in the correct key. We are in like an E, actually like an F sharp Dorian. So maybe we want them to do something with this, right? Maybe like... So it's not F sharp Dorian, it's like, what is this? It's like C sharp Dorian, duh. I apologize for that epic fail. Okay, C sharp Dorian, let's try that. Oh, that's E major, duh. Sorry, I will fix that. The end was a little... it was a little... what's the word I'm searching for? Terrible. Terrible, that's the word I'm searching for. Okay, there we go. Let's grab the dynamics from this guy. And I think maybe these violas are a little loud, so we'll drop them down a little bit. Let's just test them together. Oh! I mean, to do these two tracks with other libraries, for me personally, would be an exercise in absolute frustration. I don't think I could ever have made them sound that good, and I don't think that, and it certainly would have taken me hours to program it in like that. So I mean, this, I gotta say, this ostinato feature is on its own almost worth the price of admission. Can I explain that for a noob? What does it do? So what it does is, so I'm currently playing, so I think there is a, where is it? Show keyboard. So this is really small. Make bigger. Okay, so does it show me the key I'm playing? Okay, so I'm playing this C sharp. This is all I'm doing is I'm holding the C sharp down. And it's going bum bum. It's doing a major or minor third. Duh. So this is me on a regular one. So that's me programming it like on just a legato patch. With this, I just hold. And the cool thing is that if you make a chord, so it does it based on a diatonic scale. So in the actual instrument, so this is our viola's ostinato instance here. Let me make it bigger on the screen because Contact has tiny text. In this right here, you can see there's this tonality section, and so you're telling it, do your little rocking, like pick your notes for your rocking based on this tonality. So in this case, I've got it set to C sharp Dorian. So if I go down to that, so this is a C sharp. So it's going, so I have it set to go in a C sharp Dorian tonality. I have an interval of this is minor second, but this is doing minor thirds. And then you can set up, down to, down, up to. If you want to see this sort of really in action in a way that's a lot easier to kind of understand, that's less of a noob like myself using it, you can go to the Modern Scoring Strings page, and they've got like some cool demos where they like actually walk you through all the exact stuff. But yeah, it's basing it based on a diet, so it's staying diatonic. It's not like when, so if I said make it a minor third, right, and the note that it's going to pick to go to is not in the scale that I set before, it's going to adjust that so that it stays in the correct tonality. If that makes any sense at all. Go to this keyboard here. Okay. So the legatos are, they're not bad, but they're a little dodgy. But then you get to this, and I mean, my winds are horrendously loud, but that is like that would have taken me days. Oh man, it is like a blizzard outside right now. Whew. Jeez. Hold on, let me just turn this down. So let's repeat this. With a new woodwind. Let's see how it is. We'll do it under the. We'll pretend like it's because we just want to hear what it sounds like when it's like up against a flute. Oh, or we could just say that I'm completely off the rails as far as the first look is concerned, and now I'm doing. Now I'm just playing. Actually, we're actually gonna get back on the rails here. Okay, as good as that could sound. Okay, so we just did this chord progression. Hold on. So as you're programming it, it sounds real wonky. It sounds real wonky. But once you go in and you quantize it and you stop things from doing stuff like this, I think it'll sound pretty good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link it to that region, and I'm going to just, like, this should be a pretty easy dynamic change. Like that. Oops. I mean, it's so easy. I just really have to give these guys credit. This is a pretty amazing feature. What if we did like let's do yeah. Yeah. I love it when you quantize something and it like, well, I mean, I'm quantizing to quarters, but like, I mean, sometimes you quantize something and it like, it changes in a way that is just like, look at how much you sucked when you when you programmed this. Like, look at how bad it was. Look how much work I had to do. Let's make these a little bit less dodgy here. Okay, and then let's grab, we should be able to grab that lovely curve here. And paste it in, right? Yep, 34. Awesome, yeah. And we can actually delete that. Okay. So the 3 versus 2 is not really working for me here, but I think part of it is the number of notes. Because we were just doing one little rocking thing here. Now we're doing a bunch. Let's try it. Let's just, I'm going to do an experiment. Nope. Let's just do the roots. So that would be C sharp here. That would be B here. That would be E here. And that would be A there. Yeah, I think some of my chords are overlapping, which is causing kind of that weirdness between things, but I'm going to fix that in a second. I want to just program cellos first. I love the 3 versus 2 when the violas are less dense. Cool. Let's make this crescendo as well. Let's have it kind of... So let's have the start of the note kind of come in... I think it's a top. Why are those off? That's weird. Huh, I think these need to start like a 16th note early. That's alright. Let's fix it. Dude, there's, hold on. There is an option. Oops, what did I just do? There is an option to quantize the input into this, By the way, the divisi thing that I was talking about, where it divides the sections, it does that with the ostinatos, I believe, as well. Which, again, talk about time savings. I don't see it quantizing it in, but it's not quite on either. That's a little strange. Here, let's do this. I think part of it is that these need to be... Wow, that was like a half note off. Why is that so timing off? So it does require some massaging. So I think if we're like an eighth note off, so let's do this. Let's grab all of these and let's just move them. Let's try with the 16th note first. We're getting there. Yeah, I think it's now a 16th. I think it's an eighth note. It's weird because these ones I didn't feel like I had that problem. There we go. There we go. So it's a 16th note. So we should probably do that on these violas, shouldn't we? It's the cello that's off there. You know why? It's because they're legatos. Okay, that's right on. Why does that sound weird? So now that I've praised this library to the heavens, and now I'm gonna like spend an hour tweaking it, and I still like it. Okay, so we're gonna call that good enough for now. I want to hear the whole thing so far. So I will say these chords sound lovely. The divisi, I can definitely hear the divisi doing its work. Obviously, this is... So these are... Yeah, I definitely agree. Basses. We need some basses. I agree. And they should come in on that big E major chord, I think. Obviously, they're a little quiet. Ah, not like that. I think like this. I think it's a 3 versus 2 that's causing that weirdness. So I probably should change that. Okay, we need some brass here, is what we need. We are going to pause our currently regularly scheduled program while we wait for Sign to load. There we go. It's loaded. We're going to double this on something, but I think that's the right idea. Is JXL brass my favorite? I go back and forth. There are patches in JXL brass that I think are excellent. I think I've had a lot of crashing with Sine Player, and I am on the most current version. I'm running it on a very powerful machine. It's like server grade hardware, and I've had a lot of crashing with it. But it sounds very good. I also like Hollywood brass, which is currently being moved to a different machine, so I don't have it loaded in the template. Well, I have it loaded in the template. If I tried to load it, I don't think it would work. You know what this needs? It needs to not be 1 horn. It needs to be 4 or 6 horns. So like right now. So see, this is loading. And over here on Hindemith, Sine is loading it up. See, and that loaded so fast. So what happens is it loads the instance in Vienna over here, and everything's working great. And then it's actually loading the actual samples inside of Sine. And I found that if you do anything while that bar is moving, every Sine just crashes VE Pro. So I'm always really hesitant to use it, but the tone is very good. I mean, it's hard to argue against Cinebrass too. Hard to argue. I'm not as fluent with Cinebrass. I haven't used it as much, so I tend to kind of not use it. It gets loud. This upper level, like anywhere between like 120 to like 127 on the mod wheel, is so loud, which is really nice sometimes. But you can see how it goes from like, oh, I'm a horn, to like, I'm a horn, like, or 4 horns in this case, really fast. Like for this, should I be using JXL? Probably not. I should probably be using Berlin for this, for the Berlin brass, because it's a little more concerty. It tends to not have as much of that really brassy, the Querva articulation. But I like these horns enough, and I like this space. I really like that Teldex space that you get on it, even though I put it through other reverb. It's still present there, and it still gives it this really balanced body that's not overly it's not overly, it doesn't dominate. I've really been using JXL pretty much exclusively recently, just because what I find that I do is I get really excited about a library. I'll use it a lot, and then I'll kind of get tired of the sound of it, and then I'll move to another one for a while, and then move to another one for a while, and then I'll come back to the JXL after a while, and it just I kind of rotate them through. That's one of the reasons why I have as many as I do. It's not because I need this many. It's just because sometimes I get really sick of the sound of a library after a while, and I can really notice it, and so I just move to another one and I use that for a while, and it just helps keep me a little less a little more productive. Sorry, just gonna do some roots of chords here. Some organ here actually might sound choice. This is extremely loud and too much here, but when we get to this E major and the bass is coming, we really want to slam that E major chord. I do want this in here just for a little bit of low end that's nice and rounded. That's too much, but try like that. Does it sound good in context? I mean, I love that phrase on its own. I don't know if it works in context. That one allophone note is way out. An old Schweitzer staple here. I use those chords too often. I mean, I don't actually. This third one's a little weird, but this to this I use a lot. Okay. Moves this back over. Join those regions. Part of it is that this ends too early. So this is something I'm noticing, just like you got to be really careful about exact lengths of these chords to make sure that the phrase is triggered in the right way. But I mean, like that's really nice. And it seems pretty I guess the word I'm searching for is like one-time use, like you use this in one piece and then you can kind of hear it everywhere. I don't think that's actually true. If you look at any big like Williams orchestration, you'll see this like rocking string idea just everywhere, because it's not always like super forward the way I've got it here, where it's like really part of the, like a major part of the texture. It's often kind of in the background, just keeping everything nice. And my kid's school is calling. I'll be right back. Oh, well. Oh, remember how I said that I was like super excited to get back into streaming because like my kid was finally back in school and everything was going great. Well, guess they're out for another couple of weeks, so I'll try to keep a more consistent schedule. I feel sort of compelled now that we have some subscribers to really put out some more regular stuff. So this is a place where we can definitely get some choir going. Hold on, let me just do a little bit of score cleanup. Just want to make sure everything's colored and named correctly. Thank you. All right, let's do it right here. What if we did like yes, JXL is very loud, Phoenix. I mean, it's great. It's wonderful to have that dynamic layer on it. It's a nice tool to have. It's just you have to treat it a little differently, in my experience, to other brass libraries, and that you have to really watch that high end because it's really easy to end up with something that's let's just check timing here. All right, we're gonna add some more non-stringy things. We are going to add Spitfire London Contemporary Orchestra Textures. Probably, oh, I don't know, just grab one. I think Space Force is a pretty, oh no, Still Air. Still Air is a really good one. Maybe it's not. It's not nearly big enough. Let's try Aurora. Yes, replace, thank you. I don't think I ever did anything to allow. I haven't literally looked at Twitch or the admin side of Twitch, my admin side, since last time I streamed, which if you look at the history is months ago. So yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe they just opted me in or something. Okay, cool. So that works against that. Obviously, it started to dominate there at the end. I think that what's going to really help this is something warpy on it, like oh, I don't know. What's really warpy and evolvey? Portal? We could do some granular stuff to it. Let's just grab one of these. I don't care. One of these stretch ones. Nah. Let's just, I don't care. Valhalla Shimmer, sure. Sure. Probably what they'll do is they'll probably tell me if you want us to pay you, your subscribers, please fill out these, you know, whatever it is, 1099 or whatever it is. That's typically how it works. Like a lot of royalty-free sites will do that. Well, they'll let you upload and start making money, but then they won't actually give you the payout until they've got your tax stuff. Okay, let's get back to some actual like writing for strings. You know, the ostensible reason we're having a stream today. So I'm going to repeat this little opening idea. I think that'll sound good here. Let's also, sorry, I know I'm like every time I keep adding all this other stuff, I'm like, wow, maybe we're supposed to be doing strings, but this will sound so good here that. I think this will just fix this if I just don't have those be loud. Also, what is that? Alright, I'm gonna need to be wrapping this up pretty soon. I'm hearing a baby's awake. But we will be back to do some more looking at this library, I think. I definitely think it has some great stuff going for it. So here's a question I have. If I go to the, say, the cello, which I'm not super loving the tone of, I'm really not. There are, I have noticed, some snapshots in here. Unprocessed. Does that sound better? Question is, does it keep the same key switches? It does. See, that sounds better to me. It's a little more, it's still... I do feel like you have to really dial in those legatos. Please play. Why is that, like, going away? Another subscriber? AP Moss 13, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm sounding like I broke a record today because I'm, like, not understanding how to respond to this because it's never happened, so it's lovely to see. Thank you very much. See, that does not sound good to me. That sounds real so like if I were to do this line on CSS, it's gonna sound better. It's gonna sound a lot better. Oh, that's so nice of you to say, AP Moss. Honestly, one of my favorite things to see is that people are inspired by something that I wrote that's humbling and genuinely moving to see, to hear. I actually don't like it as much. I actually don't mind. I don't know, the legatos. I feel like they're both good and bad. I feel like some transitions, they're real bumpy. Man, it is like tier 5 blizzard outside right now. I can barely see down my street. Oof. So we're gonna cheat and do a little sound designy thing. Why did that not change in volume like at all? Okay. Well, I've got to wrap it up. I feel bad for... Can you adjust the portamento? Yes. Let's look. I believe so. So what you have is you've got this little slider right here. So I don't... sorry, I've got the wrong track selected. So first of all, I think portamento is by velocity. So see how the slider over here stayed at legato? So velocity does it. I believe you can also control these via MIDI CC if you so desire. I usually try to leave it alone. See, right now it doesn't have accent on. Oh, there it is. Whoa, why are we... 98% CPU? No, thank you. That's better, 8% CPU. So maybe some updates I think could probably... So we're not hitting portamento anywhere, I don't think. Well, cool. So, I mean, that's 2 minutes of music. That's kind of my daily goal here. Let's save this. I'm going to save it off screen so that my lovely Logic folder is not exposed to the world. Nope. Logic, please. But yeah, for everybody who has subscribed today, I just want to say thank you so much. It's quite an honor to have you here. It really is. I really don't take that lightly. I gotta get off because my kid's just waking up. I'm hearing him screaming at me to come in there and help him out. But yeah, I'll continue this. I think we'll do maybe we can do like modern scoring strings second look here in the next couple of days. Like I said, my kid, now I've learned, is not going to be in school at least the rest of this week. But maybe we can set him down in front of an iPad for an hour or so. Because I'm a good parent. Let's listen to what we've recorded today, what we've worked on, and we can continue this at a future time. So yeah, I mean, I think it's in terms of just a first look, like we just spent you know, an hour and 42 minutes on it. So not a lot of time. I mean, for a library that is a core orchestral section, you know, an hour and 42 minutes is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent of what you would spend with like a bread and butter string library. So it's real hard to come up with big definitive like this library is worth purchasing, etc. But I would say, just based on that amount of time, that the Ostinato feature is definitely a unique idea, as is the Auto Divisi. Those are definitely two things that I think it does just like right out of the box. It's like I said, first time through, those really impressed me. The like core like lines that we're hearing here, they're sounding a little synthy. And it's entirely possible that with massaging, with some settings tweaks, with some changes to like EQ and stuff, that we could really work that and make it sound a lot better or more, you know, sort of in along the lines of what I would prefer to hear. But just out of the box, those are not quite. I don't think those are quite there. But the Ostinato, I would say, is it worth the entire price of the library? No. It's close though. That's a hard call. I mean, if you're a professional and you're needing to shave off a lot of time on some rocking string lines, you could do worse than this. A lot worse. That's pretty stunning. That's pretty amazing. So props to the AudioBro team on that. And what we'll do is we'll maybe keep messing around with this library. I'd like to do a stream where we kind of try mixing it with some other string libraries. Maybe there's like something else that if you mix it with and layer it, it sounds a lot better. I'm sure that there's a lot we could do there. So we'll try that and see what we can do. But until that time, thanks to everybody who subscribed today. Again, I'm just overwhelmed by that. I will be throwing this up on YouTube. Usually I just, you know, export the whole video to YouTube. So I'll put that up later today. So yeah, it's been fun. Thanks for stopping by.